to Roam Life. Today we're working on an army trailer and we're making a tailgate swing out. Before we start today's video, guys, I just want to let everyone know that we do have the new Roam Life t-shirts in stock on our website now. So if you want one, go check them out. I really appreciate all your guys' support. So let's get into this video. Right, so in today's episode, guys, we're going to be turning this rear tailgate into a swing out tailgate. Now, the main reason I want to do this is because we're going to have our rooftop tent frame mounted on top of that, and I want to be able to get into the back without having to lift the top section up. I think it is going to be really awesome to open this back section up and have access to anything we have stored in the trailer, including the drawers I want to put in there. So the only thing I have actually decided on is that it will be swinging out from this side, as well as our tent will be unfolding out to the driver's side here. Now, I have already taken these rear lights off here because they are actually welded in the incorrect spot and it won't allow it to open up. I have no idea how I'm going to stop it from fouling on this system here yet. I might even have to just cut that off, even though I really wanted to keep that. Now, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I don't exactly know how this is going to go yet. I'm just going to have a crack at it like I always do, but I'll probably start by cutting it open. Once it's cut open, I can look at how I'm going to actually lay a picture frame around the outer skin so it can actually shut, and then we're going to have like a stopper out of the thinner box section, so another picture frame opposing the other picture frame so it can swing back on it and create a seal around the outer edge. I'm once again throwing myself massively in the deep end and doing something that I have no idea how to do, and we're just going to try and work it out together, guys, so let's go. That is fully chopped off, and I've actually just gone around and just smoothed up all the edges. The only thing I don't know is how I'm going to make it swing out. Kind of awkward having this little thing here because I can mount the hinge to here, and it's very hard to sort of mount it in here. My next step is to just figure out how this is all going to go together and how I'm going to actually make it swing out. I'm going to quickly take 5 and figure that out, because in true Roam Life fashion, I have no idea what I'm doing. So give me 5, I'll figure this out, then we'll be back. Alright, so I think we've got a plan here. What we're going to do is box this up with a 50mm box section that I've got here. So we run a border around that. I'm even going to have to take 50mm off the bottom of this, so we'll measure from the top of that. So we'll take 50mm off the bottom, and then this piece here will basically go there. Now all this is going to sit flat, so flush with the back of it. And we're going to build that picture frame. We're not going to run anything along the top. We're just going to leave that factory folded edge. I think it looks nice. And the reason that we're going to build it around the outside, so we're actually physically making the tailgate wider, is so our latch system and lock system can actually be mounted flat to here. So that's going to swing open like that and swing shut. And to create a dust seal, what we're going to do is run these skinny bits. I think these are 15 by 15. They're going to be mounted in there and basically up like that, so that when the door comes and shuts there, we'll have a rubber seal sitting on this, so it'll actually create a dust seal. And we are going to run one along the top as well, like that, so it'll all be fully dust proof. Alright, so now that we have that cut down to length, we need to make our picture frame around the outside. I'm calling it a picture frame, but I don't really know what else to call it. So I did just go out and buy this Azito drop saw. So this thing's going to help us make those beautiful little 45 cuts that we aren't making with the grinder ourselves. And I'm giving that thing a shot because this Azito grinder that I've been using has come in clutch. This thing Harry bought for me, it was 30 bucks or 40 bucks or something. And this thing is worth every cent of 40 bucks. It is a friggin' unit. So as you guys can see, I have fully welded that out. Now this will actually just drop over that once I just clean up the edges with a flat disc. And then I can actually stitch weld this to this frame here. I still have to just build that other little mini frame out of the skinnier stuff. Pretty happy with how that is turning out so far. So I'll quickly tidy up these edges now, then I'll stitch weld it, and then we can have a look and it'll be pretty much done. I will have to make little end caps, or I'll buy the plastic ones that just pop into there. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. All right, so I've done trying to make this fit. It just took the better part of my life to do that. As you can see there, we've got a pretty nice snug fit the whole way around, so I've grinded it flat so it fits that frame perfectly. So this is just about ready to weld, so what I'll do is put some stitches in it. It's fallen in a little bit here, so I won't stitch there. I'll actually stitch around it and then I'll push that back out with a hammer and make that nice and flat. For the most part, we're looking pretty good, so time to fire up the welder again. So I'm actually really pumped with how this is turning out. I didn't have any clue what I was gonna do this morning. I knew I needed steel, I knew that I wanted that to swing out, but I just had no idea how to do it. So I'm pumped that this is turning out a-okay, and I think it's gonna be well worth it once we can open that up. That is the finished tailgate. I'm running very, very low on gas. I did full welds down each side and just stitched pretty big stitches along the bottom. We are ready to go with that tailgate. The only thing that I need to do eventually is the top end caps, which I'm not going to do today. Now it's time to make our frame for the inside here. I'm going to start making that. It should be pretty simple. It's just a rectangle. Chop saw will come in handy for that as well. Here that I am like just about 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters off that actually being a flat surface. And I need it to be flat, which means I need to take just a fraction off that to bring that down. That's why tacking it's good. I've only got to cut 2 tacks on each side. It's actually coming up better than I even expected myself. I think once it's all shut and locked, it's actually going to look really professional. One good thing is I didn't take these mounts off. I actually chopped right through them, and I can actually just stitch these back to this frame. Now it's actually about 6:30 at night and I'm making way too much noise, so I'm gonna stop. I will continue tomorrow and hopefully we can finish this up. I will see you guys in the morning and we'll get that put onto that. All right, and we are back. It's a new day outside. It's a beautiful day actually, and we are back in the shed working on the trailer. So I have actually taken out the required amount to make them just about flush. I don't care, it's a little bit down, but we can take that up with rubber. And you can see I've done that on both sides. So I can now pull this off and fully weld around each corner. So once that's done, I can actually stitch it to the trailer itself, and I might be able to just do a couple stitches onto these brackets here. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to do the whole thing because we are still very low on gas, and we do need to weld the hinges and the latches on it as well today. So there will be a lot of tacking, and then I can finish weld it at another time. So I'm going to pull this off and weld it, but check the fitment on this. This thing is bloody, like, pulling on that. It is in there bloody good. So I'm gonna lay some welds on this thing and yeah, we'll get back to you. And yes, I am in the same shirt. You can weld, grind, work all day, then work the next day in the Roam Life shirts. That's how good the quality is, mate. we have just a couple tacks. I laid some just on this mount here just to see if the door will actually interfere with it, and then I can finish the rest if it's not going to. I am pretty stoked with that actually, because it is perfectly sitting in there. Let me show you guys what I've been doing. This is what we call a digital angle finder. This thing is friggin' awesome. So what I can do is zero it out to any angle. What I like to do is find a reference point, so I'll zero it out right there, so you can see 0, 0, and you can see that we're 0.25, which is literally nothing. And on this side, if we set it, let me zero it, we'll go out here a bit, zero it, and come on to there. You can see we're 0.5 of a mil out that way. So yeah, if you guys don't have one of these and you're getting into metal work, definitely get one. I only just recently got this, but it's friggin' mint. Now the door seal that I'm using is actually 6mm thick, so it's nice and thick, so we can be, basically we have a tolerance of 6mm, whether it was in, out, left, right, whatever it is, we've got 6mm to play with. Right, so I found some washers that are actually 3mm thick. I've just quickly tack welded and then ground flat the 4 corners, so that is going to keep it 3mm off and give us the clearance that we're going to need to have a bit of a dust seal. So yeah, it's a pretty good idea. It's the best I can come up with anyway. Time to try and fit this bloody door. This thing was such a pain to line up. I haven't got any washers on this side just because I think that I can mount the clamp here and it'll actually just pull it tight and I can adjust that clamp. Now, I have got washers, as you can see, jammed in on this side. Now I'm battling like 5 different things because as you can see there, that sits flush. But when it comes down, I have a little bit of a gap. If I was to tilt the door that way to allow this to be perfectly straight, I would lose the straightness under the bottom and it wouldn't be parallel like it is now. I think from an aesthetic point of view, parallel at the back looks the best, so we're going to go with that. I've got it to the best of my abilities, so it's now time to prep and weld these on. If you haven't already noticed, I did cut off all of the little plates that were on it and the tie down points. But honestly, I'm really liking the look of it. She's looking mint. Time to prep this up, get her on, get her going, so we got a door. Alright, so the hinges are now fully welded on. I just like to get a bit of paint on them while they're bloody red hot, so the paint just sticks to it really well. You can see that there is a fair bit of play in these hinges, up and down like that. So what I'm thinking about quickly doing is putting a tab just at the bottom so this can just rest on that tab. That tab will then just hold this door basically parallel, and then when you take it off to get over this pintle hitch, lift it up a fraction, open her up, and she's good to go. So I think what I should do is actually quickly just make this tab so it'll just be a tiny bit of steel that'll just come out for this to rest on. Won't be anything special, just a tiny little holder, I guess. So that took me all of 2 seconds to make. We now have a little tab just chilling, and I just rounded off the edges to make it nice and neat, and no one can get caught on it that way, but pull it in, it hits, lift up, and she's pretty well perfect. So that is bloody job well done, I think. It's time to put these latches on. So we have the little hook catcher thing, so that'll go right about there, and then the latch actually goes about there. Now they are adjustable, so I can actually adjust how much tension I want to put on it, but if you have a look, I have like no gaps, and I'm quite amazed by that, which means that our foam rubber is going to take up so well, and I have a feeling this is going to be bloody just about waterproof. I'm pretty pumped about that because this panel here was actually quite warped. I didn't film it, but I had to stand on it, like that's why I got the 2 bits of steel down there. I had to put a bit of steel on each side and stand in the middle and try and straighten it out a lot. Anyway, the job's not finished yet, so let's get these latches mounted here, and I'll get back to you. Righto guys, we are finally done with the tailgate, so let's quickly test it out. We've obviously got our latches on the side, they unlatch, pull over. Now this is pulling it really tight against that seal that's not there at the moment, but it will be. That just lifts up, comes straight out, and we've got our working area now. This is easily my favourite thing so far that I've done to the trailer. We've got our seal bar with no seal on it at the moment, the little tab to hold it up. And I think this is going to be great. We've just got the jack under there because the rear door is so heavy it just tries to do a backflip on me. Shut it, you pull it in, lift her up just a fraction, drop her off, pull her in tight, and now we're locked away, ready to go. So I do actually plan on having 2 pull-out drawers here, and then on the side here we'll have a drop-down table just on some rope or something like that, and this will be our kitchen sink and sort of area to cook and prep food and all that. So obviously I still have to cap the top there, and I will be beating Sikaflex all through, and I still have to finish the welding on that seal area, and I'm not putting the seal on until we finish painting, so that's why I haven't put that on yet. I am friggin' pumped with this, honestly. I can actually fix these hinges too if I actually lift them up and put like a washer in the top section. Yeah, this thing is turning out to be a bloody rig now, boys. We now have a swing out tailgate. This opens up so much more opportunity with the back of this thing. I am very, very happy about that. So thanks so much for watching. If you like the content and you're not subscribed, please subscribe now. Don't forget about the shirts, guys. They are on the website now. So yeah, thanks again, and we'll catch you on the next episode.